We are live. We are live.
Namaskar, Johar, good evening. Hello to all the viewers of this Fogsi Presidential Gyan Pravah podcast series, which is live every day at 8 p.m. And today is episode 235. I'm Dr. Archana Kumari, chairperson of Quiz Committee of Foxy, and your host for podcast on 20th of every month. And today I'm incredibly honored to welcome two very dynamic ladies, and I'm also honored to share screen with them. I welcome Dr. Sunita Tandulwadkar, President Foxy, which is a vast organization of 46,000 obstetrician and gynecologists from all over India. And I'm also honored to welcome Sunanda Bharti, who is Professor of Law in University of Delhi. And today we are going to have a very engaging conversation on a very pertinent topic, dispute resolution beyond the courtroom. And I'm sure that for us Foxians and also for all the viewers, it will be of much help because this, for us, it is definitely a new topic. But before I start our conversation, let me formally invite our president, Dr. Sunita Tandulwadkar, who is a woman of substance, not just a name, but has become a movement with her mission of Swasth Nari Samruddh Vatan. She's doing, Sunanda, let me just, for your knowledge and for the knowledge of viewers, let me just tell you in brief about the projects, the kind of social and academic projects he's doing. One such project is Sampurna Swasth Jan Abhiyan, which focuses on preconception care, which is all about optimizing maternal and neonatal outcome. And we as a Foxian very proud of her because in recognition of her pioneering work on this project, she was recently conferred a prestigious award by none other than Honorary Deputy Minister of State of Health and Family Welfare, Mrs. Anupriya Patel. So beside this, C has got so many other projects. One is Know Your Number, where every woman should be knowing her four cardinal numbers: BP, weight, blood sugar, and hemoglobin. Then Mukta is one such project which focuses on thalassemia eradication. Do Teeke Zindagi Ke is all about prevention of cervical cancer.
Your whole podcast will go in this only, please.
And she is very passionate about spirituality also. So spirituality and medicine combines in her Arogya Yoga Yatra. And she is actually, Sunanda, she is also a very renowned endoscopic surgeon, pioneer of regenerative medicine, stem cell therapy, and so many things. She has put India into global map. And for this, she was recently conferred an honorary fellowship in London by the Royal College of Obstetrician and Gynecologist. So with this introduction, I would like to invite you, Madam Sunita Tandulwadkar.
Thank you, Archana. Thank you so much for your kind word. And believe me, Archana, you are a very big asset to us. The Foxy, the way you work, we are also proud of you. Very meticulous, very well. You are so silent and silently you keep on working such an amazing work. So thank you so much. And today you got Professor Bharti. I love the concept as discussion on out of the court. We don't know anything, you know. Sometimes we have been told, yes, better do out of the court settlement. I believe so. That is what the topic is.
Yes.
And so that you don't have a headaches. But sometimes we are not at fault and unnecessary. We do the out of the court settlement just to avoid the headache. So which is right, which is not. So I think your interesting discussions and conversation, this podcast, everyone will enjoy. And I'm so glad for this topic, which is so untouched and uncovered in our podcast series. And Dr. Bharti, thank you so much for your valuable time in discussing this interesting topic to us.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. And it was lovely to hear about your accomplishments. I'm feeling doubly honored to be here.
Thank you. My girls are very kind. They just always paint me larger than life. I'm a small girl who keep on doing the work. You got the chair, so probably you work with honesty. And that's how it works.
Thank you, ma'am. So now it's my privilege to introduce Professor Sunanda Bharti, who is an eminent academician and mediator. She is a professor of law at Faculty of Law, University of Delhi, where she has been teaching since 2005. Over the last 2 decades, she has shaped countless legal minds through her teaching of intellectual property laws, arbitration, mediation, negotiation, moot courts, and legal clinics. Professor Bharti is also a certified professional mediator at Indian Institute of Arbitration and Mediation and plays multiple key role at University of Delhi. She is legal advisor to Institutional Human Ethics Committee, warden of University Hostel for Women, and patron for the Faculty of Law Mediation Cell. Her contribution extend well beyond the classroom. She has represented India at international forum such as Oxford Animal Ethics Summer School at University of Oxford in 2024, and as a panelist at the Australian High Commission in 2018. Her leadership and international collaboration was also seen when she led the law team in global project Rishi, which is Resources for Internationalization of Higher Educational Institution of India. For her impactful work, Professor Bharti was recognized as one of the top 100 legal falcons at Lextalk World Conference in Dubai in 2021. Outside her academic achievements, she is also a writer, artist, and a blogger with a strong interest in Indian history and architecture. Her creativity and scholarship make her a truly versatile personality. So, with these words, I welcome you, Sunanda Bharti, and we will be starting our conversation.
Thank you and enjoy the podcast, enjoy the dialogue. Dr. Bharti, it is usually I now join the viewers link and listen to both of you from there. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you, ma'am, for being with
Thank you.
us.
Thank you, Dr. Archana. That was a lavish introduction.
Thank you. So let us start with our conversation. I'm actually entirely new to this topic. I would be very much benefited by a dialogue, I know. So let us just start with your. I know by the time the viewers will also be knowing that you have had an extensive career in legal education. But today we are going to talk about something which is very close to your heart too, I suppose. This is dispute resolution. So actually, I as a viewer or as a listener, I just want to know, what does this resolution beyond the courtroom mean?
Okay, so dispute resolution beyond the courtroom essentially means an opportunity. It is a chance to ensure that you reach a certain resolution with a happy frame of mind. Bridges are not burnt, relationships are not, they do not become sour, they remain intact. And a- also, another very important USP or unique selling point of settling the disputes out of court is that things remain in your control. It's not that you are leaving everything to the judge who is going to ultimately deliver a decision, because a decision usually follows a top-down approach. Uh, Whether you are happy or unhappy about the decision, you have to accept it and live with it. Whereas in case of if you are settling your matter outside of the courtroom, that means you are taking help of either mediation or conciliation or arbitration or directly negotiating with the opponent, and that means things are pretty much within your control. It is up to you on how you decide, and that I think is what it essentially means and essentially covers.
So I
Yeah.
think in a country like India, where courts are already overburdened,
Mhm.
do you think it is effective method of offering real solution to the people?
Real solutions to the people. Okay, let me first talk a bit about ADR. When we say out of court is just a colloquial expression, something that we say in our everyday speech. Actually, the fancy legal term for it is ADR, or alternative dispute resolution, which is an umbrella term which covers a number of out of court settlement mechanisms, like mediation, like conciliation, which is a close cousin of mediation. Then we have arbitration, which is a close cousin of litigation. And then, of course, there is direct negotiation, wherein you are talking it out directly with the concerned opposing party. Now, uh, these, as I said, these ADR methods, they are, uh, since everything is completely handled by the concerned parties primarily, barring perhaps arbitration, where the parties are not directly involved as much as they are in mediation or negotiation or conciliation. There is a lot that you can manage to achieve by adopting these methods, and hence you end up reducing time, reducing cost, and unlike a court judgment, which can take forever and a lifetime, you know. You manage to achieve things and make a lot of movement in, say, 2 or 3 sessions of mediation. So recently we have I was a part of a mediation session, or a mediation where we managed to get to the result within 3 sessions, wherein each session was of 45 minutes. So which is, I think, commendable, particularly when we compare it with litigation. And ultimately, these ADR mechanisms, they give you the opportunity to reach that win-win situation, which is clearly not possible with litigation. Litigation is a zero-sum game. It essentially has to result in a win-lose situation, wherein one party has to win and the other party has to lose, and the winnings of the winner has to exactly match what the loser has lost. So since it does not, ADR or out of court settlement do not give you essentially a win-lose situation. The solution that ultimately results is much more, sustainable, long-lasting, and practical. So yes, it does help us reach those, optimal solutions, real solutions for disputes.
That is
Yeah.
wonderful, because many times we want to reduce the cost and the time involved in going to the court, the sessions. So I just wanted to know that you are a certified professional mediator. So what do you personally to this method of dispute resolution?
Okay, personally, so initially I chose mediation, basically ADR, as a subject to teach in my LLB. And I chose that subject simply because I wanted to experiment with something new, something challenging. But while I was teaching it, I realized that it requires proper training, as in order for me to do justice to the subject, I should train myself in the concerned skills that are required for teaching the subject and for understanding the nuances of the subject. Uh, so that basically, drew me towards taking this certification from IIAM, that is Indian Institute of Arbitration and Mediation. I did my certification from Kochi, and I had the Kochi, that is Kerala, and I had the good fortune of, getting trained by the stalwarts of mediation. I mean, they are the who's and who of mediation in India, that is Advocate Anil Xavier and Advocate Iram Majid. And that experience was transformative for me, because it kind of led me to a self-realization. I kind of surprised myself because I realized that I can do well in this field. I have a knack for it. And of course, additionally, the joy of seeing people leave the mediation table with smiles on their faces. I mean, those the parties who were say 2 days ago fighting like crazy and were not willing to see eye to eye, they leave the mediation table with smiles and with a huge sign of relief on their faces, is something that cannot be expressed in words. So yeah,
Yeah, I
it
can
in that
imagine that
sense,
would be amazing.
yes, that it has been a rewarding experience. Yeah,
So now I understand, like we doctors, you lawyers also have to keep on learning and updating yourself, maybe, because in medical profession we have to keep on
absolutely.
learning, we have to keep on reading, and especially when you belong to a teaching, you are a teaching faculty. So that seems to be a common interest for both of us because I also belong to teaching cadre in medical profession. So let us now, I just want to know that in your experience, what type of disputes are best handled outside the courtroom?
Okay, so the disputes that are best handled through ADR are basically civil disputes, disputes of civil nature, which essentially means family disputes, matrimonial disputes, small-time neighborhood disputes, commercial matters. These days, intellectual property disputes are being resolved through arbitration and mediation. I mean, wonderfully well. And ADR as such is unsuited for criminal matters.
Mm, of
So,
course.
yeah, though there are exceptions, but yeah, these are the kind of workplace disputes. ADR works wonderfully well, exceptionally well for workplace disputes, employment matters, labor law matters, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
But some critics say that ADR, especially mediation, lacks enforceability and seriousness. So how do you respond to that?
Oh, well, that's a fallacy, a misconception, totally. Um, particularly mediation, see, if you are if you have chosen the mediation route through by approaching a private mediator, then the result of that mediation is going to be a mediation settlement agreement, and that mediation settlement agreement is nothing but a contract, right? If it because two parties have agreed upon the same thing in the same sense, and if it fulfills all the requirement of a valid contract, it is enforceable as a contract. So there is no question of mediation not being
Enforced, yeah.
lacking enforcement.
Mm.
And if you are choosing the court annexed mediation route, court annexed mediation means that the matter essentially is with a certain trial court, pending with the trial court, and the trial court is saying, no, you first exhaust this mediation remedy and then come to us. And hence they transfer the matter to a mediation cell, which is annexed to the courtroom, right? And there the court empaneled mediators, they help you resolve your dispute. And if there is a mediation settlement agreement through that route, the mediation settlement agreement goes back to the referral court, and the referral. So basically, you're taking a solution to the court, and the court sort of examines that solution and says that, okay, so you have resolved. So and the court then proceeds to pronounce a decree on the basis of or a judgment on the basis of that resolution, and it is hence enforceable as a judgment of the court. So there is no,
There's
again, no
no
question
question
of
of
yes, absolutely. So perhaps this misconception stems from the fact that till now we did not have a standalone independent law on mediation, which now we do have, and which is likely to change the scenario substantially. Yeah, for us.
Okay, so you have worked with law students closely. So how do young minds respond to the idea of resolving conflicts through dialogue rather than going to the court?
Okay, well, it's definitely a challenge because I teach 3-year LLB, which is a postgraduate course in Delhi University. Postgraduate course for 3 years, that means 6 terms. And ADR, Alternative Dispute Resolution, is taught in the final term, that is the sixth semester. So for the first 5 semesters, we are teaching the students to speak the language of rights. So we say that rights are important, rights need to be, we need to, be very vigilant about violation of our rights, and you are hence required to vindicate the rights of your client and try your best in that, and so on and so forth. And suddenly in the sixth semester, we expect them to take a hairpin turn and tell them that see, we need not always take the litigation route in order to settle our disputes. Disputes can be sorted out by intelligent conversations. We can talk it out across a mediation table or a negotiation table. So it's very very challenging to basically make them learn the language of underlying interests and get rid of the language of rights. But at the same time, what I can definitely say with confidence is uh, by the time we are ending, as in towards the end of the course, most of the students are on that page where they do realize the importance of ADR and how it can work for them, and they are eager to experiment with it. Yeah.
So is it possible that you bring that ADR teaching in the first semester or in the beginning?
Uh,
I just a
yeah.
query.
No, actually, we can give them a flavor
Yeah,
of
kind of
in the initial
sensitization.
foundational course.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sensitization.
we can definitely tell them while particularly when we are telling them the basics of litigation, or how a case manages to reach a certain court, the district court. We can give them a certain idea about
Just the preliminary exposure kind of thing.
yes, yes, that this is not the only way. There are alternatives that are available. Yeah, but then as of now, because our course curriculum, etc., is governed totally by the Bar Council of India. So it is
Yeah,
as
of
per
course.
their
That change
directions.
has to
Yeah.
come from very high level, I
Yes,
guess.
absolutely.
Just a
So they
query.
say that it's a final year course. You have to teach in
Yeah.
the final semester. So, and that's how we do it. Yeah.
So how important is it to build a mediation mindset rather than just the technical skill, especially to the young minds?
It's
It's important.
okay. It's very important, and it's very very difficult because for the
Yes.
reasons already stated. But I would want to add to that because see, for a long time, ever since independence, we have been so dependent on litigation to resolve our to not resolve to solve our disputes that we have sort of we have become attuned to reposing trust in the judges. So बेसिकली मानसिकता ये हो गई है कि हम तो सक्षम हैं ही नहीं अपने मसले सुलझाने के लिए, and hence we always look up to the judges to we move on the presumption that we are ill-equipped to resolve the things ourselves. So this is the mindset, that is this stereotypical thinking, which is very, very difficult to dilute. But we are at it, and God willing, we'll reach that stage where we'll be able to revive the tradition of mediation and negotiation. We are not new. India, as such, definitely is not new to these terms. It's just that. That with the advent of British and a number of other factors, we sort of, you know, uh,
So this,
are in this stage
yeah.
now that
So
we are
this
totally
ADR
reliant on
method
litigation.
of settling the things, it is done in other countries as well. It is there.
Yes. Oh, yes, absolutely. In fact, they're the reliance, and they follow a very structured approach to these things. USA, UK, in fact, all the European countries, the Scandinavian countries, they are doing very well when it comes to mediation. Um, so, yes, it is across the globe.
Of
It's just
course.
that the
Yeah.
level of reliance on these forums differs.
Okay. So where is the reliance more, like in India or in other part of the globe?
In
Reliance
India,
on, I think, because India is overcrowded population, lots of pending cases. Maybe it could be,
yes,
yeah.
yes. So, strangely, the reliance here, technically and logically speaking, should be more, but it's not the case,
It's not.
unfortunately.
Oh,
It's not the case because till now, I mean, even, say, whenever a dispute goes out of hands, or tempers run high, one party, the most popular threat that one party can be heard giving the other party is that, okay, I'll see you in the court. Right. So that is the mindset. And so, as I said, it's very difficult to dilute it. But and hence it is because of this stereotypical mindset that forums like mediation and arbitration, they are finding it very difficult to find a foothold, so to say, particularly private mediation.
and how do
It
you
is still
see
at a
the
nascent stage. Yeah.
okay? And how do you see the cultural factors like family hierarchy, social pressure, or gender roles playing into how disputes are resolved in India?
Okay, so we have been very, as in India as such, is a culturally rich, culturally diverse, and if I may add, a culturally rigid, rigid
Yeah, some claim
society.
it is rigid culture. Yeah.
Yes, so yes, cultural factors play a huge role on how disputes are resolved in India. Family hierarchy often means, say, for instance, when we talk of family hierarchy, it means that elders are often, we often find elders stepping in, and becoming a mouthpiece of the real victim. Since their word carries more weight than
The
the word of
victim.
the victim,
Yeah.
right? Similarly, gender roles, gender also comes into play because particularly in family and matrimonial matters, where um, uh, sort of women in general, because our social and psychological conditioning is such that we hesitate to voice our concerns and views openly. Uh, and same is in fact, the situation with children is even worse, because women are at least visible when it comes to the rights of children. Children are not even visible. Somebody else always puts forth their viewpoint. They are considered as having no agency of their own. They are not considered as independent entities the way it is done in other jurisdictions, particularly the rest of the world, the Western world, for instance. Yeah. So,
But
but
children are,
mediation,
yeah, but children,
mediation.
are they able to like put their own views? Because there is a age limit as far as I understand.
Yeah, and I was coming to that only because particularly when we compare, see, all these area forums have to be understood as juxtaposed to litigation. So if we say mediation, if we say direct negotiation as compared to litigation, uh, definitely mediation is much more sensitive to these realities. So I've seen children being brought to the mediation room, called by the mediator, and in order to so they are given a space to voice their concerns and give their opinions and say what they want to say, and it
Oh, that's
does
wonderful.
help the mediator facilitate the whole resolution process. So
Mm.
all the types of parties are given a chance to be heard, which is not the case in litigation at all.
Yeah, absolutely. That is wonderful to know. So let us move on to your international exposure a little bit. So you have had an international exposure to so many conferences and projects. So what lessons can India learn from global models of dispute resolution?
What India can learn. Okay.
Or
Um,
maybe the vice versa.
yeah,
The
actually,
globe can
India
learn from
being
India.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So, of course, India can learn a lot, but let me just focus on the vice versa portion first, because India is one of the oldest civilizations and it has had a long-standing tradition of resolving disputes through mediation, through direct negotiation, or basically amicably. And so, if we focus on, say, for instance, the Mahabharat age, we say that Lord Krishna acted as a mediator. And he was nothing else but a mediator between the Kaurav group and the Pandavas, uh, right? Uh, Problem solving through conciliation was considered to be a Rajdharma for all kings. Kings
Hmm.
used to send out emissaries, ambassadors, Rajdoots,
Yeah,
right?
true.
They were essentially instruments of direct negotiation and mediation. So we have a lot to offer to the world in this regard. Uh, uh, but we need to revive that tradition, as I said. That we need to sort of pull up our socks and revive it on a war footing. And here, what we can learn from the rest of the world is perhaps how we can do it, how we can, expedite this revival, how we can, adopt a streamlined approach. What are the strategies that we can adopt? What are the standards that we can adopt? How we can ensure the enforceability of these settlements. So yes, so it's basically we have a lot to offer, but
To the world.
yes, we need to revive. And in order to revive, we can learn from what are the strategies being adopted in the rest of the world.
So now some serious question. If you were to imagine India's justice delivery system 10 years from now, so what would be your ideal blend of courtroom and out of courtroom mechanism? Uh, that's my question.
Okay, so if we are to imagine,
10 years
if we
from
are
now,
to,
like future.
yeah, so if it is 2035 that we are talking about,
Yes.
I would definitely like to see mediation playing a huge role. In fact, mediation should by then come out as a standalone profession, which it is yet to achieve that status as of now, because private mediation is yet to take off in the way it should take off in India. Another point is I would definitely like to see students being established as professional mediators, because you see, and that is the logic that I always, share with my class also. With proper training, say with 6 months or 1 year of training, if a civil servant can be expected to manage an entire district, surely a trained student can handle mediation and arbitration, single-handedly. But that is not the case right now. Uh, Private
Oh, makes
mediation,
sense. Yeah.
yeah, private mediation is yet to take off, and when it comes to court and ex mediation, it is like totally hijacked. Sorry to be using that word, but then it is totally hijacked by empaneled mediators who are basically advocates of years of who have years of standing at the bar. So for a new rookie, it's very difficult to find a foothold if one wants to establish a mediation practice. So that needs to change. And by 2035, I would definitely like to see that change.
That is wonderful. We also look forward to it. And finally, for our listeners, whether they're lawyers, students, or just doctors or citizens, what is one thought you would leave for them about resolving conflicts more peacefully and effectively?
Okay, that's easy actually. That's a very easy question for me, because yeah, that is something that I
I
again
want to end with
share
an easy note.
share with my students, and that is, try and be a part of some solution rather than the problem, and you will see a whole new world of possibilities opening before you. So that's the one mantra that I abide by. And I
And
would
this is
want,
absolutely, I think it
yeah,
should work for every population. So people
yes,
have habit of coming with the problem, and when you say you come with the solution, they also will think about it, and that is a better way of handling the situations at times. Because,
absolutely, absolutely.
that also I also often use when children are, especially when the students are coming with some problems. We usually ask from them, you come with the solution. So that is a better idea
Right.
for engaging, especially the young minds. So, coming to the last part of our podcast, because I belong to a quiz committee, I have a series of rapid fire questions for you. So, a very simple one word or one sentence answers. One book that changed your life. You must be a voracious reader, I think. I don't
Uh,
know.
yeah, 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 absolutely. So it has to be How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. I read it like around 25 years ago, but then it has been transformative for me.
That's wonderful. Moot court or mediation, your favorite?
Can't
Obvious answer.
choose, depends on the dispute. Depends on the dispute. Yeah.
If not a law professor, what you would have been?
An archaeologist.
Archaeologist. Okay. You are an artist also. You are, I mean, you are a blogger
Yeah.
also. You already have, you are doing so many things.
Yes.
Your favorite legal quote?
Okay, so that is a Latin term, Latin maxim, which says "Cessante ratione leges, cessate ipsa lex," which means reason is the soul of the law. And once the reason fails or the reason ceases, so should the law.
Oh, that's wonderful. Mughal architecture or modern minimalism for you?
Mughal architecture, any day.
As an artist, actually, that was a question for an artist.
Yeah.
I know you have a lovely daughter, Miraya. So, your daughter Miraya's favorite story that you have told her.
Story of me beating up a bully when I was young.
A legal issue you are most passionate about.
Animal rights and animal welfare.
Yeah, that
It
is
has to
there
be
in
that.
your
Yeah.
CV also.
Yeah.
Just who is better in law, men or women?
Who is better?
In law.
Uh, okay. When it comes to practice, men.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So, one famous lawyer you would personally love to argue with in court.
Ram Jethmalani, late Ram Jethmalani.
Oh, he was really famous actually.
Oh yes, yes,
Oh,
absolutely. He is. I mean, I don't think we have had anyone who comes close to him when it comes to criminal, arguments. Yeah.
so thank you so much. That brings us to the end of the podcast. It was lovely talking to you. I got to know so many things about law. मुझे बिल्कुल भी law नहीं पता है, but I got to know so many things about dispute resolution, and of course ये criminal cases में possible नहीं है, but it is very helpful for young generation for some dispute family related. That is what is my learning. Thank you so much, and
Thank you for having me, and it was wonderful chatting with you.
thank you. I think the viewers must have also loved it a lot. So, for the viewers, keep on logging to the podcast at 8 p.m. every day and wait for another podcast on 20th of October. Bye for now. Thank you
Bye
so
bye.
much. Sunanda. Bye.
Yeah.